All right, here we are. Tonight's action. Boston tries to even their series, and every other series is even at 2 games apiece. In order for for Boston to even things up with Tampa, they're going to have to play a little better. On the Tampa Bay side of things, they're up 2 games to 1, yet Kucherov is still sitting at 5 goals and 5 assists, the amount that he had at the end of the series against New Jersey. This is a problem. Palat, 4 goals and 4 assists. Point, 2 goals and 6 assists. Stamkos got off the snide with a goal into an empty net. Maybe that'll get him going. 2 goals and 5 assists for him. And Johnson, 3 goals and 2 assists. And there were a few other guys with 5 points in there as well. Some good scoring depth in Tampa has got them to a 2-1 lead over Boston, which makes sense because Boston's depth scoring has not shown up yet. And it's frustrating to me as a guy who's watched Boston all year to see these guys who've been clutch key guys all year just kind of fall off the map. Shots on goal, Kucherov leads the way for Tampa with 32, then Johnson with 25, and Hedman with 23. Penalty minutes. Paquette leads the way with 33, followed by Sergachev with 12. They're a very disciplined team in Tampa. Ice time, Hedman, 26 minutes and 3 seconds. McDonough, 22 minutes and 14. Strawman, 22 minutes and 7 seconds. And Point with 18 minutes and 35. That is average per game. Tampa spreads spreads the wealth when it comes to ice time, but definitely Hedman gets his lion's share of it. And Hedman has had a very solid series so far against Boston. In goal, Vasilevsky, 2.26 goals against and a 925 save percentage. I would say the goaltending has been better for Tampa than it's been for Boston, but I can't say that really, not because Vasilevsky hasn't been good, but because Boston hasn't put a whole lot of pressure on Tampa. Only 20 shots in the last game. They're going to have to be better than that. I believe it was the last game that they were outshot 30-20. Either way, this series is in Tampa's favor. This is Boston's second home game. They either win this or it's done. They're going back to Tampa with a chance to wrap it up on Sunday. Pasternak leads the way in scoring for the Bruins with 5 goals and 14 assists. He's had an amazing playoffs, followed by Marchand with 4 goals and 11 assists. Krug with 3 goals and 7 assists. Bergeron has 4 goals and 9 assists. Krejci has 2 goals and 7 assists. Bergeron's had a great playoff too, but that's the problem. Pasternak, Marchand, and Bergeron have been awesome. Everybody else needs to step it up. We need to see more scoring from other guys. Shots on goal, Bergeron leads the way with 36, followed by Nash with 35 and Krug with 32. Penalty minutes, Backes leads the way with 17. I don't think David Backes has had a great playoff, and I don't think it'll upset anybody for me to say that. Marchand's had 14 penalty minutes. Marchand gets penalty minutes both by the fact that he bends the rules and by reputation. He gets them by both reasons, and it does start to add up, especially at this time of year. Ice time, McAvoy leads the way with 23 minutes and 32 seconds on average, followed by Chara with 23 minutes and 30. Miller's third with 20 minutes and 44 seconds on average, and he's the leading hitter for the Bruins. And Krug has 20 minutes and 39 seconds on average. And I'm going to go ahead and speculate a lot of that time's on the power play. Goaltending, Rask 2.87 goals against, 907 save percentage. That has to come up. For really, Boston needs to steal a game, and they need their goalie to be the one to do it. And they need to really show and assert themselves as being contenders. And they had that moment in Game 1. They haven't had it in Games 2 and 3. And they have to have it in Game 4, or as I said, they're going back to Tampa with, in all likelihood, a series that's going to end in 5, whereas all the rest are guaranteed to go to 6. And it's been an interesting postseason for the Bruins because, again, in the first round, all their depth, there was all this great scoring. Everybody seemed to be doing really well. Now the second round, it's gone kind of quiet with the exception of the first line. San Jose and Vegas. This series, of course, is tied at 2, as they all are, except that one. Couture leads the way in San Jose scoring with 4 goals and 5 assists. Pavelski, 2 goals and 6 assists. Hurdle with 5 goals and 2 assists. Burns, 3 goals and 4 assists. Sorensen and Kane both have 4 goals and an assist. Shots on goal, Kane leads the way with 32. Couture has 30. Burns, 27, and he's tied with Pavelski for that total. Penalty minutes, Dillon leads the way with 22, and Brendan Dillon got a shout out last night on a coach's corner, and I've talked a lot about Dillon for years about how much I like the kid, and I know there's fans that aren't a huge supporter of his style of play, or sometimes he gets burned But I still like Dylan, and it still ticks me off that he's not in Dallas anymore. Kane, 21 penalty minutes, a lot of those in one incident that we've covered before. Ice time, Vlasic, 26 minutes and 15 seconds on average. Burns, 25 minutes and 54 seconds. Braun, 23 minutes and 58 seconds. And then Pavelski, 21 minutes and 55 seconds on average to pace their forwards. In goal, Martin Jones has asserted himself. A 2.01 goals against and 934 save percentage. He looked pretty solid their last game. And San Jose is going to need that kind of yeoman's work from him on the road tonight for them to have any shot at going up 3-2 over Vegas. This, to me, is the key game. If Vegas wins tonight, they likely win the series. Because even if San Jose wins 6, I can't see them coming in and beating Vegas in a Game 7 environment with that crowd and just that excitement. If San Jose wins tonight, I can see San Jose wrapping it up in 6 at home. And it's going to be a thrilling ride tonight. I can't wait to see this series. Game 5, the hatred between these teams is really built up. Karlsson leads the way in scoring for Vegas, 4 goals and 5 assists. Riley Smith's right there with him at a goal and 8 assists. Marchessault, 2 goals and 6 assists. James Neal, 2 goals and 4 assists. Tuck, 2 goals and 3 assists. Shots on goal, Neal leads the way there with 36. Marchessault, 35, and Karlsson, 25. Penalty minutes, Belmar leads the way with 14, and John Merrill has 10. And if you look at overall stats, John Merrill hasn't had a very strong postseason. And I'm wondering if John Merrill remains a member of Vegas' top 6 next year, or if something happens with Vegas and if he's somehow the one that's listed as the main problem, he may find himself outside the lineup next year. Ice time, Schmidt, 26 minutes and 18 seconds on average, followed by Derek England with 23 minutes and 38 seconds on average. Braden McNabb, 23 minutes and 20 seconds on average. Theodore, 23 minutes, 15 seconds on average. And in goal, the Wall, that impenetrable fortress known as Marc-Andre Fleury, 1.53 goals against and a 951 save percentage. As amazing as those numbers are against Vegas, he's looked a little human. Both Vegas and San Jose had their sweeps in the first round over Anaheim and LA, respectively. And against each other, this has been exactly what we had hoped it would be. And the goaltenders both came into this with incredible goals against. I believe Fleury was at 0.54 before the series. Jones was at a goals against average of 1. So, as great as these look in this round, they've been brought back to earth a little bit. And I would expect that to continue tonight. Clearly, San Jose is able to put pressure on Fleury and get those goals when they need them. But Vegas has proven already in past games that they can score goals on Jones. In Game 1, it was at will. Games 2 and 3, a little bit more, difficult. And in Game 4, it just wasn't happening. But we'll see what happens tonight and which of these two teams emerges with the edge. Because, again, when a series is tied at 2, whichever team wins Game 5 will usually win the series. And that's one of those weird things where it's almost easier to come back from 3-1 down than to come back from 3-2 down. It's strange. It feels that way. I know that's not really the case, but sometimes it feels that way. Anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. And again, thank you guys so much for watching. You guys being out there makes it worth being in here. And I'll talk to you again soon.